Hey everybody, I am here today with the beautiful, extraordinary, talented, one of my favorite models ever, Angel Lynn.
Oh, stop.
Doesn't she look
Hi,
beautiful?
Bing.
And she's nice and she's
Hi,
talented, all those kinds of things.
everyone.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
How you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing okay. Hey,
Yeah.
it is actually Sunday, November 2nd, and the Dodgers have won. There you go. LA's very happy. We have to be happy too. So,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
let's join in
We were
that.
rioting all night, and here we are.
Oh, okay.
No, we
Um,
weren't. I wasn't. I'm kidding.
Did you go out to any parties last night or anything?
Not last night. No,
Oh,
I
Friday?
have been doing, yes, I've been doing a few like Halloween shenanigans all month, but not last night. I got
Okay.
some sleep for this interview. Yeah.
Oh, see, I could never, not that I ever was ever in the running, but I couldn't even I can't stay up and no, I can't go to sleep one time and be ready for an interview. I like stay up all night and get 4 hours of sleep or something
Uh,
like that.
oh, party
Yeah, I'm
animal.
really bad. I'm a very bad procrastinator on things.
Huh.
Um,
I can
let's
relate to
see.
that.
I think our audience should see Angel's Instagram page because it'll show you
Okay.
all her great stuff. And so let's see if I got this right. I'm going to click on this.
Oh, good
There we go.
job.
Can you
Okay,
see it,
okay.
Angel?
Yes, I can.
And so there's Angel, my darling, which, by the way, I love the name, Angel, my darling.
Thank
Makes
you.
me think of like a 1930s movie and some British star saying, Angel, my darling, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like my online persona, and I was kind of going between Angel My Darling or Angel Lust, which
Oh,
I'm
okay.
yeah, I'm happy I went with Angel My Darling.
Ah, okay. Well, I
Hmm.
like Angel Lust, so. Let's see. So take a look at all of Angel's great work and all this. Oh, that's my photo. Yay. Sure,
Yeah,
self-plug in
I
there.
love those photos.
And she did all the jumping. Um, there you go.
You had the
And
patience to make me like have me do it over until I was happy with it.
that's okay. We're both kind of perfectionists, actually.
Yeah.
Um, so Angel's not only one of my favorite models, but you can see that she is tremendously, tremendously popular. And this is just sort of a hint of like this goes on for years and years and years and years and years of stuff that she's done.
And
So
that's me like archiving a lot too.
so if you guys want to take a look at and check out this one, this is actually one of my favorites. I'm sure it's one of yours too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So this
I
is
love that
by I
photo.
don't know how you pronounce this guy's name, Polku Ritz, whatever. But fabulously talented artist that does a lot of digital art with his photos, but very famous too. And check this
Yeah,
one
he's
out.
really amazing. He's very talented.
Look at that. Okay.
Yeah,
That
that was
must
a
have
good one.
that must have taken a few tries, at least.
Yeah, I feel like that angle and just like the way that the photographer was coming in for that, it was
Hmm.
just, you don't really know what to expect as the model. And then you
Right.
see it and you're like, oh my gosh, like your perspective is so cool. I was not expecting that,
Yeah.
having the camera in my face, but it looks sick. It took
And
a few
as
tries though, yeah. And it
and
was
as a
super windy that day, so.
photographer, I can tell focus would have been a challenge because things are moving around.
Yeah.
Uh, so there's a lot of great stuff here. If This is actually, I think you told stories about this in your I think water was a challenge for you, right? Just being in the water.
Yes. I'm not very good at swimming. I have like some trauma from childhood. I went to like
Oh,
a pool party when I was little, and this girl, I told them I couldn't swim, and they thought I was like lying. So they dragged me on the deep end of the pool, and I remember like trying to jump and trying to reach for the top of the water, and I was little. And then they dragged me back to the shallow end. And then they're like, oh, we thought you were kidding. And I was like, no. So I feel like now as an adult, when I can't feel the bottom of the pool, I like freak out. So that pool was like, underwater. Like it was like scary, but he did have a bar at the top because he
okay.
shoots underwater a lot.
Uh-huh.
So that helped a lot. And I feel like that day I kind of faced a lot of my fears about water. And
That's
I
a
did it for the
funny.
art.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I don't think I would have done it for fun. I think I knew I had to do it for the photos. So,
Well, kudos for facing that challenge because I know that kind of stuff can be hard. Um,
yeah.
So I'm actually stopped the screen share, so we're back to you and me, I believe.
Wait,
Um, Meaning you should see both you and me on the screen.
yeah.
Um, Tell me, where you from? Where'd you grow up? All that stuff.
So I live in Los Angeles now, and I am from Hesperia, California. So
Okay.
it is called like the high desert,
Uh-huh.
um, kind of like inland empire for people that haven't heard of the high desert towards Vegas. It's like San Bernardino County.
Right.
That's where I grew up.
I
Hmm.
didn't know that. Okay.
Oh,
And
you didn't? Oh
I
my gosh,
actually
what?
because so Hesperia is on the way to Bakersfield, right? So is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And pretty much most people just drive through it because it's kind of on the way to Bakersfield and Los Angeles and
yes.
Nevada.
Yeah, on the
Las
way to
Vegas.
Vegas, people stop
Yeah.
for gas, they stop for food
Yeah.
there. I usually say I'm from Victorville because no one's really heard of Hesperia.
Yeah.
And just to save time, I just say Victorville, but it's technically Hesperia.
And
Neighboring cities.
and did you grow up there, go to school there? Did you move to LA after, or how did that go?
Yeah, so I grew up in the high desert. I was there for a hot minute and then I said, I gotta go. I hated it there. As a kid, I liked it. There's like no grass though. So everything
Yeah.
is just like sand and dirt and it was, I don't know, kind of
It,
boring.
and it's
Small
hot,
town
right?
energy. Yes, small town
Really hot.
energy, really hot, but also like in the winters it was really cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then small town energy with nothing to do, but I do feel like there were a lot of people there. So it was
Yeah.
just kind of boring to me. And I think, I don't know, I just had a moment where I was like, I really don't want to be here anymore. And then I left.
Okay.
Moved to Los Angeles. Yeah.
Great. Okay. And did you go to school in Los Angeles?
Oh
Uh,
no, I was already done with school.
oh, okay. And is that when you
Hmm.
started the modeling or your interest in
Yes.
modeling?
So yeah, so I grew up like in dance and then it kind of turned into modeling. But I was kind of like questioning like could this even be something I could really pursue? And I ended up getting signed after a bunch of different things like shoots and stuff. I got signed officially and then I went out for my first audition in LA. I commuted and I booked it. So that's when I
Oh,
was
that's
really
great.
like, okay, I think this could actually be something that I could pursue.
Okay.
And that's when I made the jump to moving.
Moving to LA. Okay.
Yeah, moving to LA.
Wow. Okay. And in terms of just getting started, it's hard for everybody getting started, but what was that like? How long? It must have taken a while to sort of start booking more and more. You book slowly over time and different things and all that kind of stuff. And then also feeling like, you're confident in front of the camera, things like that. How was that for you?
Oh yeah, it took a minute. I got contacted online actually from a photographer that was pursuing photography but still in school. And he was really nice and I just went. It was my first photo shoot. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had fun doing it. I grew up in dance, so I feel like I have always been a performer, you know? It was just like a different medium getting to be in front of a camera versus like performing in front of an audience. And I had a lot of fun. I don't think I was very good at it, to be honest, like at just the first round. But we got some usable shots and he was nice. I had fun. I was like, okay. So I just felt like I could express myself in a different format, you know? So I wanted to keep at it and get better at it. I think it took a minute though to feel comfortable in front of the camera,
Uh-huh.
in terms of like knowing what to do. I always felt like, oh, what do I do? Like, okay,
Right,
like you
right.
just stand there, like, should I be posing? Is that weird, you know? But I do think going through the photos after the shoot and seeing what they looked like helped me kind of understand like what worked and what didn't work.
See, that's actually pretty smart because I have this thing where I give all the models their photos. And I can tell if they've
Oh
looked at
yeah,
it.
you give them all the photos.
Like
Ming
way
said
too many
3,000
photos.
photos for you. Yeah.
But it's funny because when I shoot models, you can tell that, newer models more versus more experienced. And you can tell the ones that actually look at their photos and study them
Oh,
because, well, one, just from comments and conversation, but also, over time, once you get to know a model over time, and maybe do a couple of shoots or even one or two shoots, you can tell how long they've been in the business and how comfortable they feel. That kind of already tells you, how much there's time they're spending on things like that. And I always think that
Yeah.
like I never say it, but I always hope that when I give them all the photos that they'll look through it and think about what worked and didn't work. So if we ever shoot again, they'll be
So you
like,
do it on purpose. You're like, you need some work, girl. Um, I
no,
mean, that's the thing that helps a lot is to go through I personally, like all the photos you send, I look through all of them.
like
I like
3,000,
study them and
3,000
I'm
of them.
like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, all 5,000. I'm like, going through all of them because it's like it really helps you understand like in your head you think you're doing one thing, but you see it and it looks totally different. So it's like the only way to get really good is practice, in my opinion,
I,
you
I
know?
think I think it's true too. And even as a photographer, like I go through most all of them pretty much because I have to pick them sometimes, or most of the time I do. But I learn from, that, and you go through and you say, okay, I'm looking at like why did that not work? What could I have done differently? All that. Same thing I gotta say as happened to me as an actor, which is
Hmm.
I would go to class and you would do these classes and one thing I don't like about acting classes in LA is you're up for 10 minutes to do a scene and you get some comments, you do it once, but the comments are never detailed enough for you to really learn, I think. And so what I started doing was reading lines with a friend and we would go over line by line for each audition. And then
Yeah.
that would really tell you, like going over in detail everything you do actually really teaches you or like it's the best place to learn, I think.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think you learn a lot from watching yourself. Just seeing like what works, what doesn't work, going through the photos. I
Yeah.
definitely am someone that will always go through the photos and like also with like self-tapes and auditions. Yeah, because it's like you don't really get feedback, right? So it's like
Yeah.
you can guess why it didn't work or why it did work, but you never really know. And a lot
Yeah.
of times, especially in person, it's not like you're getting to see it like on playback for yourself.
Hmm.
So, and in those moments, I feel like you kind of like space out anyway. Well, I
Yeah.
do at least. And then you're like, I don't really know what I was doing with my face. I don't really know what I did, but
It's hard to remember. Yeah. Yeah. And
hmm
so let me say what one of the many reasons I think Angel's a great model is that she is not only prepared, but she, she knows what to do in front of the camera and she often anticipates. So I don't know if you even notice, I will explain a concept to her and then I'll just let her go and she'll come up with stuff. And I don't, there are times like she does things that I didn't think of. So I don't know if you remember this. We did the James Bond shot. This was a fun little shoot we did, which was we were in the studio, and it was like a vintage studio, and it was the guy in the bathroom. It was with forgot his name, Michael.
why am I? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he was in the bathtub, and
James
he was
Bond
he
shots.
so he was the
Oh my
dead.
gosh. I forgot all about those shots.
It was a great
Okay.
shot. So
Yeah.
he was
Oh
like dead in the
shoot.
bathtub, and this
Dang.
was for fun.
Oh my
And
gosh.
are you
I completely forgot
are
about
you
those. I was
embarrassed
like
by me talking about
studio.
this?
No, not at all. But I was like picturing just like like a blank
Oh
wall and
no
I'm like
no.
studio
So
James Bond shots.
this was a vintage studio, and there was a bathroom, which was this old vintage green, which was great. And then we had Michael in the bathtub, and we said, "Oh, why don't you be dead?" So he was sitting here dead. And then so part of the theme of the shoot was that um, Angel was the lady killer, if you will. So she was
Woo!
in a skirt or a dress with uh, yeah, that sort of like,
Heels.
heels. And so we did a shot through the legs to Michael. And without, I didn't have to say anything, but she just lifted the right side of her dress like about 3 inches. So in the shot, I should have brought it up, as you can
Oh,
see
maybe you can
the
add it.
the edge of the
Yeah.
skirt and her hand lifting it up a little bit, and then you see through the legs to Michael dead in the bathtub. Michael had a hard job, but like she thought
I
of
mean,
that.
some people can't do it.
Well, I mean, just Angels thought of it without like me having to say anything, which was like great, you know?
I
Um,
think I'd like to think like I love to see things just for the overall picture. So I'm thinking in terms of like what can I do to make the shot the best? And overall, just like what can be captured in this frame. And it's
Hmm.
not even always about just like what I do, but it's like what is going to look the best. So
Yeah.
it's like those little details that, I feel like add a little touch to stuff.
No, it's great because I mean, this is actually something a lot of models can't do, that you show them concept and then, Angel can sort of just take the ball and run with it.
Oh,
Which
so sweet.
many models can't, and you can just let her go and you give some occasional you get an idea, you might give some comments, but she can just go and I can just be lazy, sit there and click. So there you go.
No,
That's
you're
that's what
never
I like to
lazy.
do.
You're
I
never
like to be
lazy.
lazy.
I love
S-
those kitchen shots. I like totally forgot about that shoot. I feel
That's
like
a
if I
fun
don't
shoot.
see pictures often, I like kind of like forget about them, you know?
Yeah, and I love the shoot too. I just wish I had more places to show it, right? Other than Instagram and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Because it was a really fun
yeah,
shoot and it was different because it was a more story-based shoot as opposed to, oh, here's just a great picture with great lighting kind of deal.
yeah. Those shots
Um,
look great.
so
Um,
a lot of fun.
that was a minute ago, huh?
Yeah. That was a minute ago. So let me ask this. I mean, I'm sure every model is wondering like, they work for a couple of years. Let's say you've been in the business for a few years, and then most models are like, well, how do I work more? How do I work on bigger stuff? How do I make to transition from just a few shoots to more shoots? I assume it just sort of happened organically for you, but any thoughts about that period and how that happened?
So I think that my advice to models always in the beginning, especially, is like you have to test. Because I think testing is gonna, especially nowadays with like social media and just
Mm,
having so much access to other artists and getting to be able to reach out to them, for them to reach out to you so easily, it's like really nice because back in the day, it wasn't that easy, right?
hmm
And I think testing is the most important. It's like I understand if you get to a point where you're not really able to test as much because you are so busy, but I think the only way you're going to get better is to test with people. You're going to learn a lot about people. It's, about working with different personalities. It's about working under different lighting, different sets, different studios, working, shooting outside versus shooting inside. And I think testing is the most important because then you start building a portfolio. And with like Instagram, for example, it's like you have access to so many different artists, and they're only going to see your work if you're testing and they're seeing photos on other people's pages, and then they're maybe clicking to yours and they're like, who's this person? Um, I think testing is really important. I also think it just helps you build your skills as a model. It just helps you get better and better. And then also, I think, eventually you're going to want to reach out to agencies, depending on, I guess, which way you want to go with modeling. But I do think it's important to kind of, start doing research on what agency you are interested in, or maybe models you really admire, what agencies they're with, and start seeing how you can submit. Or is anyone going to have like an open call? Getting, nice digitals is pretty important. Um,
hmm
but I always say like just really working on yourself and like what you want to say in your modeling. What is your style of modeling? What are you wanting from modeling? What are you wanting to reach? Like what goals do you want to reach eventually with modeling? I think writing it out probably helps a lot.
hmm
But yeah, it's free to shoot for the most part, right? It's like you can build up a beautiful portfolio without paying any money. You might, you're
Right,
gonna
right.
pay with your time, and it's all practicing, it's all learning because not every shoot is going to be great, but that's why you're practicing, that's why you're building so that when you are on set, it's you already know what you're doing, so there's no like warm up. You can go straight into it.
Really
But it
important.
all it all comes from practice, yeah.
I totally agree because one reason I test a lot also just as a photographer is, then I can shoot in almost any condition. And then what
Hmm.
happens is when I'm on a professional job or with a client, stuff always goes wrong. And
Yeah.
the other, always, trust me. And the other thing that
For
happens
the
is very,
photographers, definitely.
oh yeah, there's always something technical too. And the other thing is shoots are rarely like they'll say it's like, oh, we're just doing some office shots, but clients are always like, can you do this, this, and this? And so you have to do more than
Right.
one thing. And so very often I can do it because I've shot a lot of different things. And then I remember what that was, as opposed to, oh, like, how do I do this, right? Running
Mm-hmm.
into it the first
Mm-hmm.
time is not a good thing. And I always tell
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
models, I always tell models that, they have to really post a lot and advertise, and most don't, but it's really important. Let me ask you about
Yeah.
this because I think you said to me that once upon a time, that models sometimes other models give you grief for testing. That
Oh
they
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I've heard even since the beginning, and these people weren't models at that time, but this is early on when I first started testing, and
Hmm.
I was very new to it. I'm sure it wasn't honestly that great, so that's also probably why they were like, huh? But I had people all the time be like, "You're shooting, so you're just shooting for free?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And they're like, they just didn't understand
Right.
that it was for the, self-expression, the art, and I just was having fun. I don't think everything has to make money, right? It's like, of course, that's nice, and eventually you want to probably have a balance, but at that time I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just doing it because I liked it, and people were really weirded out that I like wasn't getting paid for it. And I've also had models, you know, say like, "Oh, you shoot for free?" I only shoot for paid work, but in my opinion, a lot of times paid work is not going to be the best photos
Hmm.
because sometimes those people that are going to pay you are just starting out themselves, and those aren't going to be the photos that really showcase like your ability
Right.
as a model and your skills and like your uniqueness. So it's like I think it's just important to test. Even you're paying with your time, you're giving your time to travel, you're giving your time to sit in the makeup chair, giving your time to be in front of the camera, and then also, you're waiting on people giving you the edits. So just depending on the person, it could take a while.
Yeah.
But it's like it's an investment, really,
Right.
in your career, in yourself as a model. So
And sometimes the paid stuff is, well, it's not really about the model. It's about the product. So
yes, absolutely.
you may not get the best photos,
Oh
for
yeah.
you because it's not really about you, the model, if you will, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. I mean, like jobs, with clients, that's totally different a lot of times with like products and stuff. But like if somebody's just paying you to shoot with them, it's like it's probably not gonna go that great. It could. It could. Sometimes people surprise me. I'm like, oh wow, these are really good.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's like, they're still figuring things out for themselves as artists, and it's not like the best photos you've ever seen of yourself. So
Yeah.
you might not even post them. So it's like, okay, well, you got to balance that out and have work that really speaks to you, really speaks to who you are as an artist and what you want to portray to your audience.
So the audience may not be able to tell from this shot, but Angel is not quite runway tall, if you will. She's a petite model. Can I say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a
But
I'm a tiny tiny queen.
she's still one of the most popular fashion models around, I think, as far as I can tell. I get
Ming is
intim
hyping me up.
I
Ming is
get
being way too nice.
I get very intimidated by all her competition and all her
Oh
posts.
my gosh,
So,
no.
um, but so let me ask this: like, I mean, obviously there are a lot of people that want to shoot with you and work with you, and I have some friends who are like, "Oh, you get to work with Angel," so I'm like, "Yes, I
That's so
do." Is that
nice.
nice? Um,
That is very sweet.
So I guess and I meet other models that are like, well, what can I do and all this stuff. And some of them aren't always, runway tall. So how did you get motivated? How do you stay motivated? Do you have any advice for other models who are maybe not, more are petite models? I mean, was it hard to keep going and, go after it even though you weren't that sort of like 5'9" kind of type?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, I think I was just doing it for fun. I felt like it was just so much fun shooting, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to actually make a career out of modeling. Because back then it was definitely still in the like thought process of like you're too short to model, you're too short. Because people thought of models, the term model as like 5'9",
Hmm.
and you couldn't be anything less than that, right?
Right. Hmm.
Thankfully, things are changing and they have changed a lot over the years. But I mean, over my time in modeling, I've heard so many times that like you're not a real model or you're too short to be a model or you're not going to make it as a model because of your height. Or oh, if you were 5'9", your life would be different. Oh, if you were taller, it's like a common thing, but I think it is very possible to still be a model. I do think, there are things that I know that I'm not going to be able to do. Like I won't be walking many runways, you know.
Hey, I was
I'm
gonna
not
say,
saying
I
that.
think Devin Aoki is like 5'5", is she?
Okay.
So, and she
Yeah.
runs
I
up.
mean, it's possible.
She's probably connected though, being in New York and all that stuff. But
I mean,
maybe,
stunning, stunning. But
yeah.
also, it's just like, I think right now it's like it is possible to do the things that you want to do. It
Hmm.
just, you have to kind of focus on what do I want to do from modeling and kind of go from there. If your dream is to walk, the runway and you're short, I say go for it. I think anything is kind of possible for the most part. I personally don't see that for myself much. And it is hard because I will, be on castings or go sees and they're looking for a taller person. And I know that I'm not going to book it, but there are a lot of things that I do book that it's like height does not matter. I feel like a lot of times, it's shoulders up, beauty products, commercial stuff. It doesn't really fully matter that you're not tall. And honestly, like for acting, shorter sometimes is better. Like this is kind
Hmm.
of more average for acting. I think
Plus, also some
if
of
you,
the other people that you're in a scene with may not be the tallest people, like Tom Cruise.
yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
sometimes I know every time I go in, they're always like, "Well, how tall are you?" And sometimes it's because they need to match you with the other person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I also think like, there are things that they can do to make you look taller. Like I have been on Apple boxes. I joke, I'm like, let me just roll up to set with my own Apple box because they're gonna put me on one, also like if they know your angles, if you know your angles, you can appear a lot taller,
Yeah.
as a model. I think it's all about what do you look like in front of the camera? Do you know your angles? Are the photographers capturing your best angle? And if people want you badly enough, like for their images or their products, they're gonna hire you. It doesn't really fully matter anymore about your height. I think
Right.
it's more about like, what do you bring to the table that someone doesn't? What makes you stand out? And I've been surprised at some of the things I have shot, because it's like, oh wow, I never would have thought that would have been possible because I'm not tall. But it's definitely
Hmm.
possible. So that's like a kind of like an old way of thinking. It's not like the 90s. Um, Everyone can, at different heights, different sizes, it's like looks, people are being more accepting nowadays. So,
And by the way, Angel does know her angles, and I see that as a photographer who is very conscious of that. The other thing that Angel does really well, and this is actually outside the modeling, but I've known Angel for a few years now, and she has a different look every year and a half, two
every
years.
day of her life. Yeah.
Actually, yes. Well, it depends on night or if she's going out or she's no, just kidding. But
Yeah.
Angel is actually great at putting together looks on her own, which, a lot of models do not do, believe it or not. I don't know why, but they don't. They kind of stick with one look or they wait for someone to decide what their look should be, or, at a shoot or whatever it
Mm.
might be. But Angel's always like putting together stuff and doing different outfits and different looks, different hairstyles. If you roll back on her Instagram, you'll see some of the different looks. But is that just you like fashion, you like doing different looks, like you like expressing yourself in different ways?
Yeah. I love the art of transformation. It's like one of my favorite things about modeling and just, acting. And it's fun to get, an outfit, whether you pick it out or someone gives it to you to wear, and you get to become someone else. That's one of my favorite things about modeling. I personally like to play with my looks. I like to play with makeup. I love makeup. I learn a lot of stuff. Pretty much everything that I've learned about makeup has been from a shoot. I
Oh, okay.
learned little techniques from being in the makeup chair, I see what people are doing. I ask them questions. I ask about products. I like to learn about that stuff a lot. And then hairstyles and stuff, it's like, I guess I just change it up depending on how I'm feeling personally. If I'm bored with my hair, I change it. I don't really think about it too much. I do a little bit, like, it took me a minute to go blonde because I knew it was going to be a big commitment. But I feel like if it's calling to me, some change is calling to me, I just go with it.
Well, let
But I
me.
think it's important.
Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think it's important as a model, like the more skills you have, because you're not always gonna have a makeup artist, right?
Right.
I've also been to big jobs, honestly, where they say like come makeup ready, and maybe they'll add a little bit here and there, but it is good to know, just have those skills. You don't have to be a professional, but like just to have the basic kind of skills to go along with your modeling, I think it only helps. I don't think
Right.
it hinders it. I think it only helps.
So let me ask specifically about going blonde as an example, right? So because you meet a lot of models and they're like, should I do this? Should I do that? What do you think? And then they're like, I need to talk to my agent, I need to talk to my manager, and all these kinds of things. And it takes a long time for people to decide. And then there's always a period of time when people, even in the marketplace, are adjusting to your look. Like they know you from, oh, you had dark hair, now you have blonde. Well, okay, what are we gonna do, right? So how was that transition? Was it difficult? Were there issues? Was it relatively easy? I don't know. Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about going blonde for probably a good year before actually going for it. I think at the time I was just so bored of my hair at the time.
Hmm.
It was doing really well commercially. I think you have to think about what you want as a model. Like, do I want to book a lot of commercials? Do I want to pursue theatrical full time? Do I want to be high fashion and I don't care what people think about my hair and I just want to express myself? Because I think those are all important questions to ask yourself. Pay attention to trends. Are you watching TV and you're saying like, oh, well, this person, short hair is really in right now. Am I willing to go short? Or is it like, no, I really love my long hair. Should I keep it natural? I think it depends because there are, I guess limitations. Like you can't just have rainbow hair and think that you're gonna book everything like that.
Right, right,
Or like you really have to think about like, okay, what does this haircut go with? Is this
hmm,
something that is gonna like help me in this world that I want to pursue, or is it maybe gonna hurt me a little bit,
right,
is it maybe too high fashion? Yeah, it all depends on what you're wanting to pursue as a model. You have to think about that, because, if you do something really, I guess, crazy with your hair, it could probably hurt you. Maybe
right.
invest in like a good wig if that's what you're really wanting to do, or is it just something like where you're like, I don't care. I want to just like shoot with whatever I feel like doing, and that's also a vibe too,
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know. I feel like for commercials, I really had to think about going blonde. That was going to put me in a different category. Um,
And did it, by the way, or no?
oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
did.
what's the
In the
changing
best
category?
way.
What's the changing
So
category?
before I had blonde, I had
Uh-huh.
a bob, a black
Uh-huh.
bob. It was my natural haircut. I mean, sorry, my natural hair color. I wasn't dyeing it for I think like 5 years, and it was very healthy. But it was doing really well. I felt like I was booking a lot of things, but I did feel a bit trapped in that haircut. I didn't feel like it was fully me.
Hmm.
Me with this hair, I do feel like this is more me. I feel like I'm booking things that are more like an artist type.
Hmm.
I am getting to play with makeup. Like there's been so many jobs where the audition just said like be yourself. And so I did my makeup like this, like how I wanted to do it. And usually for commercials, you probably wouldn't wear this much makeup for an audition, but I just did it and it ended up working. It's more like artist, um,
Hmm.
getting to truly express yourself fully. So it really depends. I think you have to study who the client is, what
Hmm.
they're wanting, and really see what they're shooting, what their kind of their patterns of the talent that they hire, and see like, okay, this brand is very natural. So for my ghosty, I'm gonna go very natural. This brand is more playful and colorful. I'm gonna do bright colors for my audition or my
Hmm.
go see. It's like very, you just have to like kind of pay attention to those types of things. I think too for hair, I think you just have to do what you really want to do and just see how it's working out, you know?
Yeah. And there's
Because I
sometimes
think
no,
that's gonna come out
right.
more than your haircut. Like you feeling good about yourself, you feeling confident is gonna show more than you having like a trending haircut, you know?
And sometimes there's no other way to do it than just find out. But it's great that
Yeah,
you have the courage to do it, right? Because a lot of
yeah,
models, I mean, literally angel changes very frequently. So, but I think it's
yeah.
a good thing because I don't know an artist. I mean, okay, this is dating me, but if you think of Madonna, she did a different major overhaul every 3 or 4 years, basically, which kept her very current for a long time. And then
Yeah.
but this is not, it's not really unusual at all for artists. And if you look at, so I look at a lot of TV, you look at all the British actors, like they are always they try to be physically a different person in almost every movie they do. Like the hair is different, the voice is different, the clothes are, so, um, it helps a lot of people and gives them a lot of longevity, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, it's important to change up your look. I feel like things can become very stale, and people
mhm.
kind of just grow tired or bored of things, you know? So
Right.
for
Yeah.
me personally, I also become bored of
Hmm.
myself. So I have to switch it
Nah.
up. So it's like you have to switch it up just to keep things exciting and also keep people on their toes. I think if people know what to expect from you, it's like it's not that interesting for them anymore. I think for
Yeah.
artists, you have to kind of give people surprises, you know, and that means like your whole look.
Right. Um, which, by the way, I was going to say, and it actually helps remind agents about you in some ways, because Angel has a different look and she has a different post. She posts different stuff. She does a shoot, she posts, her agents say, "Oh, look at what Angel's doing." So, um,
Now
eh,
my agents are like, do you have any photos where you have natural makeup?
well,
Do you have
actually,
any
I'm
photos
gonna
where
go,
you don't have special effects makeup on?
I'm gonna go to, let's talk about agents for a second since we're on it. Anything, you have, I think you have a commercial, you have, a modeling agent. Do you have any other agents? Do you have agents in different
No.
territories?
I have yes, I do have a Vegas agent.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, do you want to talk about like, what? So this usually models have a lot of questions. One is, how do you get an agent? And then in terms of their relationship over time, what they ask of you or what is how do you um, you know, keep a good relationship with your agents? What are they looking for over time? Those kinds of issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, well, for me, I just, in the early on, I just was like kind of looking at people's profiles, models that I admired, and seeing who they were signed with. And then I would go on the websites of these agencies, look at the photos that they had on their board, and kind of just get like an idea of what type of models they were signing. Um, Luckily, I've been with both of my agencies for years now. I think one of the most important thing with an agent is just having really good communication.
Hmm.
Also, it's like you want to let them know that you are serious about it. I think it's like, you know, you take it seriously, you're not slacking, you're very driven, determined, and they're working for you and you're working for them. It's like it's
Hmm.
give and take. So it's like if you're not taking it seriously, why are they going to take you seriously? Why are they going to
Right.
submit you to things when you're not doing your auditions, or getting to the go see on time, or showing up to set late? It's like you really have to be professional, and I think that's also something that is going to help you stay in the game for many years. Is like taking it seriously, doing a good job on set, being kind, being professional. And for me, I was able to sign with my agency, Aston, and I've been with them for years now, and they're just really great. They have great communication. I tell
Hmm.
them, you know, they tell me what's working, what I need to get, what I, you know, and I get all my auditions in on time. Or if I can't do them, I tell them right away I'm not able to for whatever reason. My commercial agent found me on Instagram.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, like Daniel Hoff, they're amazing and they have been an agency. I was low key like just looking at, people I admired and seeing that they were signed with Daniel Hoff and I at that time thought they were out of my reach. So I just didn't ever actually try to get signed with them. And then one day one of the agents found me on Instagram and actually asked me to come in to read
Oh, okay.
for, yeah.
Doesn't I have the impression that Daniel Hoff likes to focus on sort of younger hip types, if you will. Is that fair, or is that do they have, middle
They
aged and older as well, or like they
Oh,
seem to
they
be
have a
really they seem to be really good at the younger hip thing, though. Is that fair?
yeah, I'd say like all the agents are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they pay attention to trends, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure, that we're in the industry of,
Of
I guess,
trends.
a young man's game. But they definitely have different ages, and
Mm-hmm.
different types of people. I think they like to hit kind of all the marks so that
Right.
they have like a wide range of, people that they can submit. But yeah, I do think they are looking at what's trending on commercials and Gen Z, that type of energy is very popular for commercials right now. So it's like that's what they're yeah, that's what they're signing, that's what they're looking for. But I do think they have like a full range of different ages of and different types of people.
Okay. Great. So you sent over some photos. Can we take a look at your photos?
Oh yeah, please.
Okay. And we won't go through all of them. We'll probably run out of time pretty soon, but I'm going to hit the share button on this thing, and then we'll just skip through and look at some. You should hopefully see it now. Let's start with this
Yes.
one. There you go.
I love that photo.
Anything particular that stands out about this shoot?
These photos are beauty shots, and for me personally, I think beauty is some of the hardest stuff to shoot because it's just so detailed and so intimate. And it's really about your expression and what you want to say to the camera, because you don't get to use your body. It's all
Right.
about your
Mm-hmm.
face. There's not really any hiding, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can't really hide behind your clothes or you're posing with your body. It's all about being intimate with what you're saying with your face. And I love
Okay.
these shots. I feel like they're very authentically me in terms
Mm-hmm.
of how I feel like I want like what I love about makeup and hair and getting to play with different things. It's not boring to me. It's very like new. I think the angles are really cool because she definitely does like her research on what's trending for beauty. So that's really
Yeah.
cool and special and honestly unique sometimes. So,
And this is, let me tell you, this is hard to do as makeup artist stuff, and
oh yeah,
beautiful shots. And
thank you.
believe I've tried to get makeup artists to do this, and it's hard.
Yeah, it
It's
never
very hard. So,
they surprised me with the looks and
yeah,
the hairstylist added pieces of brown, so that
yeah, I
was
was gonna say
what
that.
is
Yeah,
in my bang, which I was not expecting and it was so like a really cool thing.
it's a cool thing, and it's kind of this look of just like this sharp edge, very, very cool. And then we've got
Hmm.
these, which are these recent? Well,
Yeah, I shot those. They came out the beginning of this year.
okay. Do you know what he
Yeah,
shot it
that
on at
those
all,
were
or
for oh no.
okay?
I don't know anything about cameras. That was
That's
for Vogue
okay.
Check though. Yeah,
Oh, that's
it was
great.
printed in Vogue. Yeah.
It's very cool because I know this
So,
location, and
oh
usually
yeah, it's
there are
very
cameras and
famous.
people. I've been there with a camera and people have thrown me out. So
Oh, we definitely got kicked out.
oh,
Yeah.
you got kicked out. Okay, all
Towards the
right,
end.
yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. I've been
These
thrown.
were that first one was shot in studio.
Yeah, that looks like
So once
studio.
we went to the location, we were trying to hurry.
Hmm.
And we were trying to keep things really low key. We
Yeah,
didn't have much light to work with, but yeah.
yeah, that's cool. So I know exactly where that is. So I've been thrown out
Uh-huh.
of there several times. Um,
Yeah.
all right,
This was early on, more of
I love
a
it.
beginning
It's
shoot.
great. Yeah. Do you have any? What do you want to? Do you have anything you want to say about this one?
Oh, that photographer was really cool. Definitely one of my like first photo shoots.
And is
And
that
he
a?
had a whole rig set up where it like sprinkled water down,
Oh, that's
which was
crazy.
very unique, especially at that time. And I just thought that was so cool. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was also like really like whoa, because you're just playing with the water, so it's like makes it even more intense for the shoot because it's like you're cold, you're hot, whatever feeling. The water is really warm. And I remember being like, wow, this was really fun. This was like more intense for my one of my first shoots because I didn't know what I was doing yet.
Right.
So I wasn't playing around too much yet
It's
by
cool. I
that
mean,
point.
the concept, and then is that fabric or is that glass behind? It looks like fabric behind you. Is that?
Oh, that's just water sprinkles.
Oh,
So
that's water
that's like
sprinkles.
this. Yeah, so it's like literally he had a rig set up where water came down, and
Uh-huh.
that's just the background of like the night with the water. But then he had different lights that like splat
Oh.
or like different lights that changed the color of the water.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Is that outside?
That's outside. Yeah.
Okay.
That was in
Um.
the high desert actually.
Oh, okay. Look at this.
Yeah, that was one of my first shoots. That was back in my raving days, so I didn't know what I was gonna wear, and I just wore one of my tutus when I was little.
Oh, I wish I'd met you back then.
Yeah,
This is very
this is
cool.
one of my favorite shoots. Yeah,
Little Beijing opera-ish with the Cruella de Vil nails. There you go.
that was a very long day, but so
Uh,
worth it. All the artists were very, very talented, and just I feel like for me personally, this is like some of my favorite stuff to shoot
uh-huh.
because it's a mixture of like kind of horror-esque, I guess, with beauty, which I love kind of the mixture of both. And I had sclares in the whole day, which was very intense.
But yeah, that's very cool. We'll go back. I just um let's see. There you go. Okay. Some more early stuff. Okay, this one actually,
Oh,
this is
yeah, that was
fabulous.
from the same day. So we did
Okay. Oh
like
wow.
six different looks that day.
That's really
And
fabulous though.
nothing
That's
was
really.
like, nothing is like AI or anything. They built the set, they built that headpiece. It's all,
Was it for anything particular or was it just, someone had this idea and they wanted to do it?
they had an idea. I think they were trying to get it into a gallery. So that
Oh,
was
I
the
see. Okay.
goal. But yeah.
Do you know if whatever happened with it after?
No, but I saw it printed out
Yeah,
in large
that's cool.
format, very detailed, those are some of my favorite shots I've taken, so
Yeah, no, really beautiful. Yeah, well
thank
done.
you. Thank
Um,
you.
I like this actually. This is cute. This is very
I
cute. This is
mean, no. It's humbling, that's what I'll say. This was
Well,
definitely early
nothing.
on.
Well,
You can kind of see what I was envisioning and like where
see,
my
I have
work
to
has
get your
gone since
reaction as you're
then.
talking about this. There you
Yeah,
go.
Ming is it's scary. It's like it's funny because I'm so far removed now. So it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, yeah, that's cute. But you can see where I was trying to head, what my
Yeah.
style modeling was. Like I had a wig that I probably bought on like I don't even know where I bought that wig. In a
Uh-huh.
Halloween shop, I don't know, but it's like clearly I wanted to make it more special and this is what came out of it.
Hey, I still like
This
if
is
it's not
early
everything,
on.
I think it's just fun. And then whatever. It's
Funny.
just fun,
It's
yeah.
funny. Yeah.
And there's a close up. There you
Oh,
go.
geez, that's scary.
I love it
That wig
though.
is wigging. Woo!
I really love that you're able to show these too, which is kind of great. Okay,
Oh
this is
yeah.
classic. Here we go. That is classic. So how early was this? I guess is my question.
Oh man. This was really early on. Um, that was not my choice for the makeup. It was someone's jewelry brand, and she was
Oh,
trying to sell things, and this is what came out of it.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of scary. This is not my choice of hair and makeup. Well, my hair was red at the time.
yeah,
But I think it's like one of those things where you have an idea and you try and it doesn't quite work, but then it's like, well, like I wasn't a fan of like the sprinkles on the lips with the
yeah, yeah.
makeup. I think that's a lot, but it's funny now. It's funny to look back
It's
at it.
great. I love it. I totally love it. So, and then here are some really other very cool, very, very stunning images.
Thank you. This is also like you can see that me kind of growing as a model.
Hmm.
This is still my earlier work, but I feel like I was kind of finding my voice as an artist by
Hmm.
this point. And these are still some of my favorite images,
Yeah.
honestly. And my friend Claudia did my makeup. She killed it. She did my hair. And then
Yeah.
Jay shot these photos and
See, there's the red
um
hair. So it's the same period of time.
yes.
That's the others.
Yes.
See how
See,
she went from here
that's
to
what's
here?
crazy. Yes. That's what's crazy is like it really just depends on your team too, and like how
Yeah.
you work with them, what they want to say as an artist, and what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, no, big deal. So thank you for taking us through that. I love the older pictures, just as, such a contrast. And shows we all start somewhere and some stuff works, some stuff doesn't, and some stuff
Yeah.
is fun and funny. And I've had all those. And
Yeah.
some stuff is wrong and embarrassing. I've had those too. So I won't
I
tell
mean,
you
even
about.
now, after so many years of doing this, you still see stuff that you're like, "Ooh, that wasn't great," you know?
No? Well,
But
it's a lot of stuff
that's
you
why
try
you
to see, right?
practice.
So
Every shoot is like it's all, practice, and the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. So,
yeah, no, definitely. What is any plans? What's next? Any sort of directions you want to go? Mountains you have not yet climbed? All those kinds of things.
oh, I mean, I'm really just kind of riding the wave,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just going with the flow, and things always surprise me. Like
Mm-hmm.
they kind of just come in. I kind of just have to focus the most on getting to, create with other people. And I think when I'm really doing that and I'm really focused on that, things just kind of come in. Eventually, hopefully, acting is in the cards.
Yay!
More,
I
yeah,
always give her a hassle about this. Like,
I know.
I'm gonna
I'm
kick your butt on that
scared.
one.
I
Well,
know.
we're gonna
It's
talk about
scary.
this. We're gonna talk about it. But no, that's great. I think you would do fabulously well in acting. So
Thank you, Ming.
yeah.
I like, yeah, I mean, commercials, anything. Honestly, I'm always open to like getting to just play. So I think anything that sounds fun to me, things that keep things exciting. So whatever that means, whatever projects that means.
Okay.
But acting, hopefully.
Oh, definitely required. There we go.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully get to your level.
eh,
If you didn't know, Ming is an actor, everyone. He's been hiding.
I've
He
been
also went to
hiding too.
Harvard.
Oh, she's.
Don't,
Don't tell people. Shh, shh, shh.
yeah, had this piece out. Yeah. No, he's really smart and he's really talented, so and he's a photographer, so
There you go.
yeah, if you
Um,
didn't know that, now you know. I don't know what you say on here usually. Probably you probably don't tell people that, but
I just show them pictures and stuff, so whatever.
yeah,
Um,
your secret's out.
there you go. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. I learned a few things I
Yeah,
didn't
thank you,
know.
Ming.
I love that, we had this great chance to talk and sort of go through some of these topics. I love that you can share your older stuff. You're very courageous about all that stuff. It's fun. And thank you so much. So for those, if they want to see more of you, where shall they go?
You can find my Instagram. It's Angel My Darling.
There you
And
go.
that's where my portfolio, that's where my work is. That's where I post. I do have TikTok underscore at Angel My Darling. I don't post on there really anymore, but yeah, if you want to see my old stuff, I guess.
Okay. Yep. So Angel always has something new, always something happening over there. So check it out. Thank you so
I
much.
do shoot a lot. Yeah,
She does
so
shoot a lot. So, all right. Thank
yeah,
you so
thank you for
much.
having me, Ming. It was so
Take
much
care.
fun. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah,
And thanks
bye.
everybody for tuning in. Take care.
Bye.